What's up, everybody? We are live. We are live. We apologize first and foremost. Yesterday, we attempted to go live, but we had some technical difficulties there. Uh, we promise today we are much better. We are much better. What's up, Trish? How you feeling today? How was your day?
Uh, it was all good. Just a little long, working, keeping my head above water, but all is well. Thanks for asking.
No problem. When I tell you my day has been a long one. What's up, bro? Welcome in. My day has been a long one because this morning I had to go to the DMV driver's license facility, and
Mm-hmm.
um, I had to get my license renewed. It was expired, and I didn't feel comfortable driving around with a expired license. Then I also someone stole my plate sticker. The sticker that
Ah,
goes on your plate.
right.
I don't know why people
So
do.
let me ask you something. Wait, let me. So you're telling me that you actually was able to go into DMV in Chicago?
Yeah, but when I tell you the line, what's up, Tasha, what's up, Sonya, what's up, bro? When I tell you the line was like wrapped around the expressway, it was so long. I got up at 6 in the morning, and the line was still out of control. So Chicago got to get it together. They got to get their stuff together. What's up, Faith? Welcome in, welcome in. Please share us out. Give us a like. This is the Trisha and Michi show. And we just wanted to chop it up with you guys. We tried to go live yesterday. We had some technical difficulties. We apologize for that. We're
Yes.
discussing,
Apology. Yes, definitely.
yeah, we're discussing this 20-year-old Wilanna. She had some issues with her at the time boyfriend. He was a narcissist and manipulative and doing a lot of things that were controlling as far as the relationship is concerned. Well, he ended up taking her life, which is so sad. I pray for her family. We pray for her family, and we send our regards to the family. He actually did this on Mother's Day, of all days that you could do that. I, what do you think about it, Trish?
I think it's pretty sad. Um, like you said, a 20-year-old. She was 20 at the time, and they were dating, correct? I think they
Yeah,
were dating.
hmm
They were dating, and from what, to my understanding, allegedly she was, they had met in Atlanta. They had met in Atlanta, and I believe she relocated there to launch a singing career. And
that's absolutely
unfortunately, yeah, she was just 20 years old, a baby.
a
Just
baby, a baby.
wow.
And you when you date somebody, you don't know
Hmm.
that they have all these other issues going on. Abuse and narcissism and control issues and stuff like that. You just don't know. But I'm assuming that they were together every day and probably living together as well. So you don't know a man until you live with that man. So she, all his ways start coming out. All his ways start coming out, and it ultimately came to a tragic end. She was an inspiring singer. She was only 20 years old. Trisha, how old was he? What's up, Shawnee?
31. He was 31. 31
So,
years old, and
so
she's 20.
that right there. What's up, Tia? Welcome in. First time here live. Yes, welcome in. Welcome in. Go subscribe to Tia. Go subscribe to the Faith Show. My girl Tasha, my brother, chilling with Delight. Go check us out on the Trisha and Michi show here on YouTube. Um, yeah, First of all, my first red flag in this situation because she's 20 years old. That means she's barely legal. This boy
Exactly.
30 plus. That's a red flag right there for me because you got her younger because you want to be able to control her and manipulate her. Couldn't get nobody his age because he probably couldn't do that same stuff to her to an older woman that he could do it to a young woman. You know what I'm saying? It's just sad and taking advantage of her adolescence and youngness, you know what I'm saying, and using it to his advantage.
Not only that, piggyback off of that, I've taken that she got permission to relocate, apparently,
Hmm.
because you can't go into a club. If I'm not mistaken, aren't you supposed to be 21 years old to get into a club?
Right, exactly. Yeah, exactly.
And you're just a baby. You left home to launch out your career, and your parents had all these high hopes. And from what I was from what I was reading, the young lady was extremely talented.
Hmm.
She was a makeup artist, I believe, and a songwriter. So she could sing. She was just, yeah, relocated to Atlanta. I don't know. Let's roll that clip because I want to make sure, but I'm not mistaken. They had went to Davenport, Iowa,
Okay,
a birthday party, I believe. And she's originally from Michigan.
okay.
So I don't know how from Michigan to Atlanta, then Atlanta to Davenport, Iowa, somewhere, and they only been together for a few months. And that short a period in that time, I've just, I think I'm more. She couldn't have seen no signs in that short. She was just a baby,
Just a
so she
baby.
was not exposed to abuse. She couldn't have been exposed to it in her home setting because she didn't see the signs.
Hmm.
So I oh boy, I can only imagine.
It's very important that we let you guys know that she was trying to get out once she started seeing the different signs and stuff.
Yes,
He started becoming abusive. She was trying to get out. She jumped out of a moving car that they were both in to get away,
yes.
and she was successful in leaving at that time. Um, so we do have this clip that we want to share with you guys, and we're gonna talk. Yeah, chilling with Delight. I cried when I saw this story. Cherokee Warrior, what's good, everyone? What's good, every one of you? The Faith Show says this is so sad. Absolutely. Shawnee says that's why you should get to know a person before jumping out. Yeah, she has innocence about her. She was not exposed to a lot, so she didn't even know that this man.
Exactly. Wasn't exposed.
Yeah, she didn't know this man was abusive or that he had those characteristics.
Narcissist, like you say, narcissist attitude, demeanor about itself,
Yes.
tip for tap. You do what I tell you to do. If you don't do this, you'll never be blah 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 successful. That's verbal, mental abuse.
Mhm.
That's all abuse.
You let that head have been my sister. I would have tried to beat the stew
With
out of there. I'd have been
to the
all up
white meat.
in the situation. I'd have been all up in my sister's business, and I still do it. 39, she 40 something. I'm in all in your business because I need to know who is he? What's he about? Is he gonna take care of you? Is he treating you right? He got to have a discussion with me. Normal brother and sister talk. Shawnee says, nowadays you have to get to know people. Absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
you do. And sometimes it takes more than just that. You can still know them and they come out of the woodworks.
It's definitely a character flaw of a man to abuse a woman, period. It's a character flaw. You want to hit her? Like, why? That's crazy. You're weak. That's a weakness. That's a weak part of that man to want to do that. Men supposed to fight men, not men fight women. That doesn't make any type of sense. I wasn't raised like that to fight women. Like, come on now. You're supposed to be loving and protective of that woman and protect her. Protect everything about her. Y'all protect one another. Not put your hands on her and abuse her. That's stupid. That's
Well,
stupid.
Michi, I'm sorry for interrupting you, but it's not just a physical abuse. Don't forget, we also have verbal and
Right.
mental abuse.
And my girl Trisha here, she specializes in, you know, uh, psychology, and she has some experience with that. So, you guys need any advice with that? She's good at that.
Thank
Faith,
you.
you are
Yeah.
so right. Chilling with D License, I would have been in his behind, all up in it. Faith said the abuse is the worst abuse. Uh, she probably meant mental abuse or
It
physical.
is. Faith, who said that? Because I can't really use that was
Faith.
Faith.
Yeah,
Yes, yes, my sister Faith, you're absolutely correct. Many people do not realize that. They under the impression physical abuse is just physical abuse. So let's have an example here. So if I get punched in the eye, I can heal that black eye. That can be healed. But the verbal and mental abuse, that's there for life. That takes time. That's a healing process. So the worst abuse is mental abuse. So Faith is absolutely correct.
what's up, Tanya? So good to see you. We're gonna drop that link if anybody wants to come up and discuss any type of situation regarding the subject we're talking about. Don't be afraid. Um,
Definitely.
we are
Please
here,
don't.
guys. Yes, we are here for you guys in any capacity that may be. Um, I really wish I knew the guy so I could show him what a real abuse is. I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna show you some abuse since you want to abuse everybody else. Okay, there's the link. I'm gonna show him what some real abuse is since he want to put his hand on a woman. Let's show you guys this clip, and there's the link if anybody wants to jump up. And we appreciate you guys being here. Yes, this is the Trisha and Michi podcast for laugh, gags, and serious talk. Uh,
Serious talks.
Johnny's
Yes.
That's 20-year-old Wilanna Bibbs. That's her name. That was like her graduation picture. She is an aspiring singer. She's very talented. She's been singing for a while. She was actually with the guy because he promised that he was going to produce some music for her. That was the manipulation of it all. He was manipulating her, telling her, "Okay, if you be with me, I'm gonna work on your music. I'm gonna produce it." This is
Baby,
her
I'm not
singing.
gonna leave. Baby, ain't got no cheese. Baby, I'm just too G for you. Baby, I'm just too free. I can't even roll it, please. Look at me. I have gone to love with you. Please don't stay around. Let me tell you all the things I feel. Won't you please?
Jay Wright has been arrested already for the crime. He is going to be facing hopefully a life sentence for what he's committed. These are the artists that he has written for, and R. Kelly has been one of his mentors, and he killed her on Sunday, May 9th. That's Mother's Day.
On Mother's Day.
Here's the mother. She's finna start speaking out about the whole situation.
Really, when I sit here and think about friends of hers, it was mostly her cousins and one of her friends named Makai. That was basically the one she stuck out with, that they still friends to the end. And Kayla, a girl that was here, she met later on, like in 2018, 17, 18.
Yes, ma'am.
But, Wilanna just had a great heart. I know if she was here and something happened to one of us, she would be fighting and trying to get our story out just like we're doing for her.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
When I say everybody loved her, everybody loved her. She had her times and stuff, but as far as just being a good-hearted person, that's how she was. And just like Quisha said, this dude, my ex-husband, he heard him talking so crazy to her on the phone. But a little bit of the kindness the love that she had for this dude, when he called her, it overpowered everything he had ever said to her.
Right.
And, she was always a forgiving kid. When I had to whoop her and stuff like that, she'd come back, tell me she loved me, she apologized or whatever, but she was so forgiving. Like, if you whoop her, or she get into it with somebody, and 2 days later they say something to her, she said, they made up, they back friends. That's the type of person that she is.
Yes, ma'am.
She has always been that. And that's a good quality to have, but it's also something that could be preyed upon.
Yes, ma'am. It's a gift and a curse. I agree.
Because if somebody knows that you're a forgiving person and they feel that they can do whatever to you, Wilanna didn't deserve none of that. She never deserved none of that. But what she was trying to do, she was trying to give her all to this person. Now, I never got to talk to him. I wanted to talk to him, but I never got to speak to him. My ex-husband invited them over to the house, but all of a sudden they just couldn't come over there. It was just like he was trying to keep her from coming to the house.
Right.
And he did not want them. My ex-husband tried to come over there to visit her. She's like, he didn't want anybody, he was scared somebody was going to try to set him up and all this crap. That was just a way for him to try to isolate her away from her family.
Exactly.
And the bad thing, he picked the wrong girl, is because you got two parents, not only two parents, sister, uncles, aunts, friends, cousins that are concerned about you. We constantly check on each other. You know what I'm saying? We got to. Like I said, we all had that what is it called? The notification. What is that called? When you the notification that we could all see where each other is at.
Right.
I told her that was for protection purposes, because if something happens to you, we need to be able to know where you at.
Yes, ma'am.
So
yes, ma'am.
He thought that maybe if she didn't have a strong father figure in her life, or she didn't have a strong mother figure in her life, he would have been able to manipulate her a little bit more than he was already doing. Really, it was a pipe dream. He promising her, I'm gonna get your music out there. We ain't heard no music from him for him producing any music for her.
Right.
She was with this other group and they was making songs, so we did see that progression. Mm-hmm. But with him, we never saw none of that. We didn't see none of that. And then, she's telling us that he supposed to have, that he said he has to pay all this money and stuff like this. But it was Instacart. If you got all this money, why are you Instacart?
Right.
She's saying that, because he's saying that, you need another means of income. I believe that, but I don't got to do no Instacart.
Yes, ma'am. I read something, and you can correct me if I'm wrong. I read something that said something along the lines of, he got a court-appointed lawyer and said he didn't have no money. He been staying in hotels. They were staying in hotels? Or that's just something that he's just lying about there?
Hello.
Yes, ma'am.
So I know they were staying at apartments,
Yeah.
and stuff like that. But,
Yeah, I'm not trying to, I also want to say, I'm not trying to really dig in there personal. I'm just saying that, what I'm saying, that, I do understand that he was just, from what I listened to your mother, and again, I just want to, you can hear the pain in her voice, and like that's heartbreaking, but at the same time, I just read that, and I just kind of was like, dang, man, like this dude run around selling a person a dream of making music, but then he turn around and saying he was broke at the same time, so that's kind of crazy. But that's here. What will you miss most about your sister? What will you miss most?
I would miss aggravating her, aggravating me.
Right.
Cause that's what we did. We aggravated each other.
Right.
But I live by a motto, and that is to not only look out for my own best interests, but also for the interests of others.
Right.
And, so my sister, she wouldn't talk to me about certain things because she know how I operate. If you're wrong, I'ma say you're wrong. If you're right, I'ma say you're right. But I know that is something that, I'm gonna miss her hanging up the phone on me when I tell her that she was wrong about something. And then later on she'll be like, quit, I see what you were saying,
Right.
And it's just, it's so much because, we look alike, and my daughter look like my sister too. So it's just, it's just heartbreaking because we were trying to warn her, just based off of the certain things that we saw that was in their relationship, like the not answering the phone calls, not really texting back, turn off your location, like little things like that can add up, you know what I'm saying? And, it's just unfortunate, that it had to end this way. And like I said, we were all trying to warn her and talk to her, but sometimes some people just can't see what others see,
Right.
And that's really just the sad part about it.
What would you want, and this will be my last question because I know you guys have to get back to your day. And first, before I ask this question, I want to say thank you so much for calling me and giving me this opportunity to interview you guys' family. I'm going to do the best I can with editing it, and getting it out as much as I can on a little bit of platform that I do have. So I want to thank you. I want to thank your mother. I want to tell you guys I'm sending my deepest condolences, and I'm going to continue praying for your strength. But what do you want the world to know about Stank, as you call her? What do you want the world to know about her? And just basically, what do you want the world to know most about her? What would you miss most about her? Things like that. You already said you would miss her, getting on each other's nerves, but what do you want the world to know about her and your family as a whole?
And, I want them to know about her story. You know what I'm saying? If you see something, say something. Pay attention to those little red flags because they can turn into big ones. Listen.
She was wanted to be an aspiring singer, so she hooked up with Jay. Jay told her that he could get her out there and.
Conversionoma, a disease caused by competitors and bots that click on your Google ads. The cure?
Get her music, on the radio, make some songs for her. But none of that was actually going on.
I grew up wanting to sing because I sing, but I don't know, something was I want to rap. So I kind of do both.
Okay.
But Jay says I need to just stick with singing right now. I don't have a song off the top of my head.
Okay, guys, pay attention to this. He's about to speak. The guy who, did this to her, he's about to speak. And what he says, there's some red flags right there. You all right over there, Trish?
Oh, yes. Go ahead.
To be honest. I was focused on rap.
Jack says do a cover.
I'm really a criminal trying not to be one. I'm so honest about it.
I've been arrested for 26 violent felonies.
Oh my God.
All
Who
violent.
are you fighting?
Everyone. I love to fight. It's my favorite thing to do. That is my problem. And I'm one of those people that really
Hey,
stand
you
on
are
what
not
I
a true
believe.
light-skinned person because they
No, I'm
don't be
not.
trying to get dirty
Listen, I
and
am
fight.
light-skinned with dark-skinned tendencies.
Okay, I got you.
I don't act nothing like anybody else that look like me.
I
like
follow
to fight.
you.
I do all bad things on accident, but it's because I stand for things though. So
Okay.
On the 24th, an altercation happened between him and her. And she jumped out of his car, called her dad, and they went to go to pick her up to wherever she was at. He's here also. He said she was looking scared, and she was very messed up over what had transpired in the car. And he heard firsthand evidence of how mentally and verbally abusive he was to her. Wilanna had him on speakerphone, so he was able to hear what was going on in the background. The things that this man was saying, not only about on FaceTime, he's saying things about me and her dad. He basically threatened her dad, but we didn't know this was the second time that he had threatened her dad until Wilanna told him. And a lot of girls that we have gotten in contact with that have been contacting us have a similar story about this man. That he targets young girls. He tries to isolate them from their families and get them to.
A man from Atlanta, Georgia, is in the Scott County Jail today. He is facing first-degree murder charges. Davenport police say this started with a disturbance on Sunday afternoon.
Wow. Man, oh man. Trisha, what you think?
Yes, this is. First
Okay,
of all, Jay Wright had the audacity to even admit that he's rah-rah, he's drama. He likes to fight.
that's crazy. Like to even say that. These are text messages that her dad was sending her mom because it's like his mom was helping him out, with his actions and with his abusive behavior. That's your mom, but why is she like assisting you to also be abusive, But I mean, sometimes they do say the apple don't fall far from the, what?
Oh yes, that it don't.
This is them actually examining the house on Mother's Day. And that's where they found her. She was only 20 years old. She was found with one single gunshot wound. What's up, Angel? Welcome in. Yeah. You see in the chat, he said, chilling with D-Life, said he'll fight him. He'll fight him. Think he like to fight. Okay, I got something for you. This is his mug shot. Actually, his face irritates me, so I'm not going to keep that up long. His face and his voice. I'm a stoner. Welcome in. Welcome in. His face, his voice, everything he do just irritates the shit out of me. The fact that he did that, because I got sisters, and I don't play that with mine. Life is good. Just look in the mirror. What's up with you? Welcome in. It's a cycle of abuse with all these different red flags that they show. This is the mom. She says, you took our baby. Your mama helped you. You took a part of me that I can never get back. My family will never be the same. I loathe you for what you did to my family yesterday, and you didn't have to kill her. You weak. Oh, she went on and on. She just discussed it. And this is the dad reaching out to the mom. So all this time you haven't reached out to me, but you had a lot to say weeks ago. This makes me think you helped your sick, mental patient son. I hope he get tortured every day in prison.
Everybody who said they was gonna show up, showed up, and that's what's important.
that it was the visual. Her funeral has already, you know about the funeral, right, Trish?
Yes, they already had her services, I believe this past Saturday in Michigan.
Okay. These are the visual that they had that we're showing you guys. They're putting the balloons up in the air for her and stuff like that.
And there she is.
Queen
Just a
Vonnie,
baby. Beautiful.
gorgeous. Queen Vonnie in the room. Welcome in. I haven't seen you in a while. It's good to see you. I appreciate everybody being here for supporting the Trisha and Michi show. Yeah, this story is so sad. And he got on there talking about some.
Always, we would argue and block each other. We wouldn't talk for weeks, but somehow she needed me or I needed her, and we was the first ones to call for either way. And that's real loyalty. I've never had a friend, like my best friend. It's not even like that. And I don't consider Willie a best friend. She was my sister. We lived together for months. We went through so much together. I'll never, ever, 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 ever forget her. And I'll never let her go. And that's why this means so much to me. She would have went way harder. She would have found whoever did this to me. If it was vice versa, she would have made a way. She's always made a way. And that's for everybody who's standing here now. They know Willie will find a way to you. She will make it, whether she got to come out of pocket, whether she got to drive for hours. No matter if she got to fly to you, she gonna fly. It don't matter. Willie loved everybody so hard. They cared for her so. She cared for everybody so much. It's so hard. And I think that's why she was in the situation she was in. Some people try to make it her fault. It's not. It's not her fault. She was blessed with such a pure heart. She had a really good heart, and that's why whenever I would get mad at her, I couldn't stay mad at her. Because I knew in her heart she cared. She was so happy to find out I was pregnant, even though she knew that I was conflicted at the time. She was so happy. She was calling me every hour, "Are you okay? Do you need to eat?" She would give me her last dollars to make sure I had something to put in my stomach because this baby is more important than me. That's what she would say to me. There's nobody else I know that's like that. It's nobody else I've ever come across that's like that I don't share blood with. She loved everybody like it was her blood. And the loyalty that y'all have for her shows, because you're here. You don't have to show up.
I have something I want to say. When I first met her, I thought she was just like the most beautiful little thing running around. That's when me and my brother first met, and we realized that we were like kindred spirits. And we didn't really understand what this journey that he and I was going to go through was going to be so impactful for the lives of our kids. And as we got into each other, you know, Wilanna's birthday is September 11th. My daughter's birthday is October 11th. You know, I mean, they were like glued to each other all the time. You know, wherever we get together, you couldn't separate them. And I'm saying that to say that I can't imagine the pain you're going through, bruh. I can't. But I do understand how it feels to love somebody with more than you got inside you. And then it gets taken away from you. And you. The coward that did it still live. I'm sorry. I don't want to be negative, but I want to let y'all know that this girl, I loved her like I love everybody in my family, and my family understand what my love means. My love will break this earth in half. And I understand that, and they understand that. And I tell you right now, I don't know how I'm going to deal with this, but we're going to get through it.
Man, it's
wow.
as far as him, the guy who did this to her, you know, you are selfish. You didn't think about her family. You know, you didn't think about nobody. I don't even know why you did that, because your ego, you know, you wanted that control. It's some things I want to say, but I don't want to get, you know, dinged for it, because you know my mouth will go real reckless when it comes to
Yes, it will. We know this.
any man abusing a woman. Like,
But Misha, let me ask you something. So what is your concept with Jay Wright mother? That's what's getting me. She had to have known that her son was a handful. I'm being very nice with the words. She had to have known.
I don't understand why, because when you assist your son, she may not see it as that. Oh, my son is so perfect. He's so this, he's so that. You know, I can almost see what she's gonna do when they get in the courtroom. What she's gonna be saying. My son is so perfect, and you know, he would never do this. Well, guess what? He did. You know, and she should be held accountable too. The mom, to a standpoint. You know, because you know how your son is. If you felt like he was controlling this girl, you should have sought help for her as well. You know, you should have sought help for this girl as well. That way she wouldn't have lost her life. She was only 20 years old. She didn't even live her life because of your piece of crap son. You know,
fame and fortune, getting the money, want to keep the name up.
it's so sad. You know, it's so sad. Bro, thank you for that super chat. I appreciate it. Anybody that is going through domestic violence, you guys, there is a number you guys can call, 877 to end domestic violence, or it's 877-863-6338. That's 877-863-6338. Domestic violence is not okay. You know, if somebody feeling like they want to put their hands on you, you don't need to be with them, period. Cynthia in the building, welcome in, welcome in. Again, bro, thank you so much for sending that super chat. Go subscribe to our bro, Chilling with D-Light. Doing awesome things here on YouTube. Always sending a powerful message on his channel. Please go check him out. So, you know, this domestic violence, it happens very often, Trish. You know, and like you said, it's not just the physical, it's the mental. You know, what are some mental things that they try to use as far as abuse is concerned, in your opinion, Trish?
Oh boy. Mental abuse is it starts from, I hate to say this, but it's been true. It starts from the home. It starts in your house.
Mm-hmm.
It can start from there.
Right.
And that's where it tails off at. And there's not much many people don't want to speak on it. They kind of want to shy away from it. But everyone deserves a relationship to be free from domestic violence. Period.
Yeah.
Mental abuse is more, it's like a psychological abuse. It's often called emotional abuse. It's a form of abuse, characterized by a person. It's a characteristic by that person, and the subject or exposing another person to a certain behavior.
Mm-hmm.
And it really starts from home. Period. It really does. It starts from the house. This individual could see it. Maybe he was exposed to it. And if the other person has never been exposed to abuse, verbal or mental abuse, they're not going to see those signs.
Mm-hmm. Is that my faith?
Yes, it is. How you
Well,
doing?
I'm good. It's good to see you. Trish,
It's good.
this is Faith. This is Faith, Trish, in case you
Hey,
didn't
Faye, how
know.
are you doing?
I'm doing fine. I'm doing fine. First of all, shout out to both of you all. This is a very touchy subject, and it really hit home because actually, I think that me and my husband was doing a live, and we was actually talking about it was so many mothers that had lost their kids on Mother's Day, and I remember hearing this story right here. And I couldn't believe it because I know that a lot of people go out and celebrate Mother's Day, and a lot of people go to the cemetery and things like that. But to go back and look at all the mothers that had lost kids on Mother's Day, it
Mm,
just hurt my heart.
wow.
Okay.
Wow.
Yes, it was a lot of mothers that lost kids on Mother's Day. So while a lot of mothers were celebrating and, going out and getting showed love and stuff like that, we had a lot of mothers that was crying out on Mother's Day. And
Yeah.
this is one of the stories. It's very touchy. She was a very beautiful young girl. And this is one thing that our youth is not listening. They need to understand that there are a lot of red flags. And sometimes they don't pay attention. And yes, it does start at home. But we got to understand that we, as parents, have to sit our kids down and communicate with our kids because we don't want our kids to go out in the streets and find guys like this. Okay.
Right.
So a lot of times, when it comes to red flags, it's the isolation that means that they don't want everybody to really find out who you are. Okay. And then the second one is normally control. There's a controlling spirit. Next thing you know, he's controlling you. You hiding different things from your parents or your grandmother or whatever the case may be. And then next thing you know, that controls turn into fear. Okay. So here in Chattanooga, I talk to some women all the time about that because, see, I experienced that in my life. You understand what I'm saying? And when I talk to, the women about that, you would be surprised a lot of things that women have held on to when they was young and they're carrying the bag now as an adult. Okay.
Yes. Yes.
and so but our youth, my heart really goes out to our youth due to the fact because it's so much going on in our youth. I had a 21-year-old young lady that got shot in the back of her head last week
Oh,
right here in Chattanooga, Tennessee, arguing over tax money. Now this is supposed to be one of the yes, this is supposed to be one of the young guys that is known for music industry, beats, things like that. A lot of people know him, in the music industry and everything right here in Chattanooga, Tennessee.
did it make the
And
news, Faith?
it made the news. Yes, it's in the paper as well. And he shot her in the back of her head and he killed her. Prior to that, okay, prior to that, there was another 21-year-old girl that got killed by her boyfriend with the baby in the house. Okay, there was signs there as well. So, there are a lot of, and I'm sorry to say, but there are a lot of youth that is dying very early. And I don't know what it is, but we have a lot of our young women that's dying in the hands of these young guys.
That's so sad. Oh my God. You guys read what Vonnie
Um,
said, what Angel said. They all have either witnessed it, or had some type of experience with it. Um, and when it comes to you, Faith, I just hate that you had to even see that or witness it or whatever. It really stings us in our heart emotionally because when you see situations like that, you started to say, well, what if that was my family member or my sister or my brother, and then you automatically put yourself in their shoes,
Yes.
wishing they did not go through that, they didn't experience that. you know Abuse happened in my home, but I was so thankful that it was able to clear it up and no one got hurt or anything like that. So
Right, right. And the most important thing that a lot of people don't know is silence. Once they go silent, they refuse to talk about it. They don't even want to go back to things that they encounter or things that happened to them or how it happened to them. So sometimes it's very hard for them to really talk about it. So my heart really goes out to a lot of people. Abuse was in my home. That's where it started from, in my home as well. And I just thank God that He really just changed my life where I can be a motivated speaker to a lot of women that has went through a lot of things in life. You understand what I'm saying? And it's
Yeah.
very touchy when you're out here and you seeing so many women that is actually crying out because of not having a father in the home, or the brother was taken out the home because he was trying to probably sell drugs or rob someone to bring food in the house. It's just so many different stories out here,
Yeah.
but it's heartbreaking because it's sad. And our fathers are speaking out as well, and they saying, hey, if this happened to my daughter, this is what I will do, and all this type of stuff. But we need to understand this, that we need to always have an open communication with our daughters and sons, no matter what happened or what take place. The relationship, the communication line should be open, where you should be able to come talk to me about anything.
absolutely.
And we have these
Absolutely.
days and times where the parents are trying to be friends instead of being the parents. Do you understand what I'm saying? And so now you say a lot of the girls just are shunning off and in the streets, and it's like clicking with different girls, or if they liking this young man or this young man is that we got some little girls out here as well now just liking these, young girls or whatever. It's like they will, knowing that this is not how they was raised or whatever the case may be, they will actually hide it from their parents, and their parents find out. Just like this perfect example.
Yeah. So,
Yep.
But for as the mom concerned, I just really didn't understand the mom point of view when it came to her son. Because to be honest with you, I have four grown kids, and I would not dare tell you what they will not do when they're not around their mother. Okay? We can't say what our kids will do and what our kids won't do. We can speak that,
right.
but until you get put in that position, okay? Because we can only, you know what I'm saying, give our kids advice. You understand what I'm saying? Want the best for their life, and I want them to be careful because so much is going on out here. But when our kids are hanging out or doing other things, or may not be telling their parents and stuff like this, we can't say what our kids will do and what our kids won't do.
You're
Hmm.
right, Faith. You're absolutely right.
Okay, so it's heartbreaking because we need to stand in the gap for our youth. You understand what I'm saying? We really do, because our youth is living a video world. That's what I call it.
Hmm.
You
Go
understand what
ahead.
I'm
You're
saying?
right. Say it,
I
Faith.
call it a video world because all the things that they want to be a part of with the Nicki Minaj, and then all of these other rappers with the guns and the golds and all these things, they living in that world, that materialistic world, when they're forgetting about the basics of life.
Hmm.
Okay? Because the music industry and the world has so much to offer our kids' ear is turning deaf to the parents. Okay? Because they're seeing these things and they want to be a part of these things. They want these things, and some of them will do whatever it takes to get these things. Okay, but our kids, we need to stand in the gap for our youth, because our youth is turning a deaf ear to the things that need to be heard, where they can take it and it'll be value in their life. So we got to understand, yes, a lot of things start at home. A lot of things take place in home. But majority of parents that are raising their kids, whether they're single or whether they was married, A lot of the abuse don't start in the home. A lot of the abuse start when you interacting with other people that you don't know anything about, and having these different personalities or being in these domestic violence in relationships with other women or other people. You
Mm.
understand what I'm saying? And then next thing you know, hey, they out there and you think that this is not going to happen to my son or daughter, but we have no idea about their background, where they came from. Only thing now is everybody's just meeting the parents and setting their children free. No, that is not the right thing to do because you don't really know these people. You only know what you will participate on your rules and regulations in your house. But when it comes to, letting our kids or our youth go somewhere else, we need to really get a chance to know who these people are.
Do you
Because
agree with my statement when I said you don't know a man until you live with that man?
exactly,
Hmm.
exactly,
Mhm.
When you live with them, you get to see their everything, their characteristics, and how they operate and all that other stuff.
exactly,
Well,
exactly.
Faith, I'm sorry. Let me echo off of what you just said, if you don't mind.
Go ahead.
You say that do you feel as though it does not start from home? You feel as though it starts from the outside, like
Um,
kids being exposed in school or on the playground, out on the street? Because I let's we're not going to tell each other age, but if we can, we're not going to go. But if we can kind of go back a little bit in the 80s, if you can go back in the 80s, in the 80s, how it really was going on in the 80s. So anyone who was born like from 65, let's say the generation X. So I'm a generation X. I take it you might be a generation X. X are the ones who brought in the millenniums and the
yes,
generation Z.
yes,
So that's my generation. We brought these kids in. So
exactly.
apparently the generation X had to been exposed to what the baby boomers were doing in their home. If that makes sense. Since you and I mean, so if that's the case, then if there was nothing started in the home, then you go outside the home, you're going into the school system, or you're outside playing with Shanika, Kiki, whoever, all walks of life. They're being exposed to verbal and mental abuse, and then they come home to a nuclear setting, family setting. They're getting mixed feelings or mixed like because I'm not understanding that part when um that's I don't know. You say it doesn't start from the home, but
No, I
I
said some of it. Let me just rephrase that. When it comes to a lot of abuse, okay, some of it doesn't start in the home. Not all of it. I'm not saying that
yeah. Oh
everything just,
right, okay, yeah,
no, I'm not saying that everything don't start in the home because see, I'm not afraid to tell my age, but I'm 51 years old, and back then a
okay.
lot of
There you
things
go. You
happened.
generation X.
Okay,
There we
so
go.
yeah, so a lot of things took place in the home. A lot of things was held secretly. A lot of things that we seen and we couldn't tell. So
Yes,
I know
you
exactly
got
what
it.
you're talking about. Okay,
Oh, I
but
like faith. Absolutely right. No, you
yeah,
no, you hit it. Now, see,
yeah,
this is a deep conversation. We're going to have to really talk about this on another episode.
yes,
But
ma'am.
you are absolutely, you hit it right on the nail.
Yes.
You just said it. What goes on in the house, they keep it in the house. And
Mhm.
generation, your generation, my generation, our generation
Yes.
was exposed to that. And
Yes.
that's where it starts. And nobody wants to
Yes.
touch that subject. They want to tap dance around it. And I feel what you're saying. I can read right between everything that you were saying. I'm like, oh yeah, she's
Yeah.
hitting it right on the nail. She just don't want to say it. But I'm gonna
Mhm.
go ahead and say it, and then me and her are gonna have a good conversation in the future because it's so true.
Faith has
Yes.
been all right with me. Faith is all right with me. Always have.
I like that faith. I like her. Oh yes.
So we have to understand that a lot of things do start in the home, but it's a lot of things that a lot of us have been exposed to outside the home as well. Okay? Schools. Some neighbors. Sorry, I have to go here. Some outings. You understand what I'm saying? Things that a lot of people seen that shouldn't have been presented in front of them, where a lot of people just really, I don't think that the way when we was coming up and the way we was raised, even though there was some silent treatment, it's nothing like it is now. It's like everything is exposed and this is the way it is and you like it or not.
Yeah, it is what it is. That's a famous quote. It is what it is. Oh, really? Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, right in our face. Yeah, I agree.
I'm totally against any kind of abuse when it comes to physical, mental, or whatever. You know, domestic abuse, I hate it, because it was in my home and I hated it, I really hated it.
If people don't know the signs,
Yeah.
Faith already said the signs.
Hmm.
Name calling, you degrading like a pet name. Some people will say, "Oh, this is just not more of a name calling. It's a like a subtitle." Like my little knuckle dragon or my cully pumpkin. That's derogatory. Giving somebody a pet name, or you're yelling at them or patronizing them, or public embarrassment, joking, sarcasm, insulting of appearance, putting them down of their interests or belittling their accomplishment. That's still abuse.
Yes.
So even if you don't have to have your hands getting, someone don't have to lift their hands on you to say abuse. Just the verbal and the mental. That's gonna stick. That's gonna stick to her or him. And
Yeah.
it's not just women going through abuse, Faith. You're right.
Yes.
Men are too as well. But
Yes.
that's another subject topic because we're
That's
speaking
another
on
subject. Yeah.
this. You're right.
Yeah.
We're speaking on this baby, this
Yeah.
20-year-old who lost her
Yes.
life from a
Yes.
clown. I'm
Yeah.
just saying, a clown.
Yes. Yes. You're right. You're right, but you find so many people, if we really think about it, when it comes to the young youth, with a lot of things that we have heard, like this beautiful young lady right here, she had goals, she had dreams, she had people that was loving on her, and she was giving back. This is something that she wanted to do. She wanted to sing, and it's like you find some people that is jealous of your talent or jealous of you, or
Hey,
you
hey,
understand what I'm saying? You got to understand that there are some people out here that's very envy, jealous, will set you up and everything. People are not listening
come
or
on, Faith.
paying
Wow.
attention to what's going on. We got people out here that's after our kids too. Okay? Real
Mhm.
talk. We have people out here that's after our kids. That's why you have to have that open communication with your child to make sure that your child understands this world. This world is so cold. Okay? And their hearts are so hard, they don't care. They don't even think about it. No consequences whatsoever. And will stand right there or make a police report or take a statement and lie to it. And they'll come back and have enough evidence to see where you lying. And then you admit that you did instead of admitting that you did it from the first beginning. You
Don't not
knew
know
how
those
her
people.
family, you knew how her family felt about her. You knew how your family felt about you as well. And you had a perfect opportunity with a beautiful, talented young lady to be a part of her life. And he chose not to, but he chose to take her life. And that is the saddest part.
hmm And he's where he belongs right now
Exactly.
for doing something like that.
Exactly. Exactly.
Our shout out is to the family of Wilanna Bibbs, 20-year-old Wilanna Bibbs. And our condolences to the family. Thank you guys
Yes.
for
Deepest
being here.
condolence. Thank you. Thank you, Faith. Thank you.
Thank you so
Bring
much, you
Faith back
all.
on. Faith, come back on again, please.
Go subscribe to the Faith Show, the Joker Show,
Thank y'all so much.
things here on YouTube. We love you guys, and we're going to end the show.
We love you. Stay blessed.
Take care, guys. Bye.